Hey there everyone. In today's video we are going to talk about law of attraction for relationship, and I know there is a lot of content on the internet that talks about law of attraction, and a lot of you might have tried it out, and a lot of you might have figured out that it doesn't work for you all. Now I have figured out a way to make law of attraction work for relationship, and I have coached a lot of my clients and who have managed to make law of attraction work for them in relationships. So I'm about to share all of that in this training, and by the end of this training I will help you identify what is stopping you from manifesting that dream relationship. So pay close attention and let's get started. Now, here is an overview of this training. We are going to start with understanding law of attraction. We are going to understand relationship psychology and subconscious blueprint, decoding your subconscious blueprint, law of attraction psychology in relationship, and by the end we're going to talk about breaking the pattern, law of attraction hack. So understand each and everything I'm about to teach you, and by the end of this video you will no longer need any other law of attraction technique, because this is the precise method that you can start practicing today. Now let's start with section 1, which is understanding the law of attraction. Now we need to understand what law of attraction is, and then we will look into the human psychology and how our subconscious mind works to connect the dots between what is law of attraction and is it scientifically something that we can practice. So the fundamentals of law of attraction. The law of attraction states that our thoughts, emotions, and belief emit energetic frequencies that attract corresponding outcomes. Whatever we consistently focus on emotionally, positive or negative, becomes magnetized into our reality. Now, this is so true, and I'll give you a great example about this, because if you observe, it says that whatever we can feel, we can attract into our reality. So let me give you a great example where you will be able to validate it yourself that law of attraction is real. I want you to focus on your fears, because fears are supercharged emotional state at a subconscious level. So that means whatever we fear is something that we will attract faster than any of our beliefs, because fears are backed by intense emotions. So I want you to focus on any of your fears, and I want you to observe how often do you come across that fear into your reality, and you will have your answer. Now I'll give you a great example. I was afraid of cockroaches. Now because of that fear, I often observed any time I was hanging around with people and a cockroach just popped up, it would walk straight up to me, and everyone would be shocked, like, he is so afraid of cockroaches, and why are cockroaches always going towards him? Because that is law of attraction. My fear is manifesting that reality. So when I became instant healing hypnotherapist, I went inside my subconscious mind and I removed that fear, because it made me look really bad. And after that, I never ever came across a moment in my life when cockroaches would just jump up to me, and I even lost the fear of cockroaches, so I no longer fear them. But the most important point for you guys to understand is fear is also something that manifest into your reality, and that is law of attraction. Your negative emotions also manifest into your life. How this law works in relationships are attracted not just by conscious desires but by emotional resonance. The law of attraction responds not to what we want but to what we are emotionally familiar with. Key principle: you don't attract what you want, you attract what you feel normal to your nervous system. And this is once again a very basic premise for law of attraction. That means whatever you truly desire is not something that you will keep attracting in your life, because if that was true, you wouldn't even be over here. So what does that tell us? It tells us that whatever we consciously desire is not what we manifest into our reality, but we only manifest whatever we are emotionally familiar with, such as our fears. Because we are so familiar with our fears is the reason we keep attracting fear into our life, and our reality starts reflecting our fear. Now that fear can be anything. It can be fear of rejection, fear of abandonment. Now, if you have any one of those, you might have observed within all your relationship dynamic, you might have come across that abandonment and feeling of rejection again and again. So law of attraction is already working for you. So the basic principle that we need to understand is we do not attract what we desire, we attract what we can emotionally resonate with, be it a good emotion or a bad emotion, but whatever we emotionally resonate with. Now, some of the rules to make law of attraction work in love is familiarity, not desire, because desires is what we consciously want in our life, but our subconscious mind will always attract what is familiar to our nervous system. You must emotionally feel and embody the experience of love before it manifests. Emotional calibration: the stronger the emotional familiarity with love, safety, and intimacy, the faster you attract it. Embodied repetition: repeated emotional exposure creates neurological wiring. Familiarity leads to magnetism. Now, this is what I want you guys to understand, that the reason I was able to crack law of attraction and I was able to help so many different clients attract their desired relationship into their life is because this is how law of attraction works. Now, this is the science behind law of attraction, but we need to understand, if this is how law of attraction works, then how does our subconscious mind work and what does our subconscious mind operates on, so that we can understand what is currently stopping us from manifesting our desired relationship. And if we can understand that, we can break the blockages and attract the reality that we truly desire. Now, in section 2, we're going to understand relationship psychology and the subconscious blueprint. Now we're getting to the heart of the matter. So, according to psychology of attraction, human beings attract based on their predominant neurological state, a subconscious emotional baseline formed during early childhood between the ages of 1 to 9. This state becomes more powerful than conscious desires and silently governs our romantic choices. Now, what does that mean? Now, for this, you need to understand what is our predominant neurological state. Our predominant neurological state is formed between the ages of 1 to 9. That is because when we are born and when we come into this world, we have no idea what's going on. We don't even know how this reality functions. So, our subconscious mind between these ages is developing. And since it's developing, whatever happens between the ages of 1 to 9, our subconscious mind becomes familiar with that. And it sort of becomes our foundation. And this foundational structure of our subconscious mind then keeps attracting those experiences into our life. Now, if you think of it, whatever happened between the ages of 1 to 9 is the script for your entire reality. That means that whatever happened between those ages will keep happening again and again in different shape or form into your life until you die. So that means the ages of 1 to 9 are our focal point to understand what are we familiar with. Is it good for us? Is it bad for us? And a lot of the relationship choices that we make in our adult life are based upon whatever happened between the ages of 1 to 9, and we are going to dive deep into that. But I want you to understand another thing. This is so important, and I have personally validated this with a lot of my clients because this is exactly what I do in my 15 days instant healing program. I help my clients identify the blockages or their familiarity that they have developed at a subconscious level between the ages of 1 to 9. And once we identify what that particular familiarity is, and when we break it, law of attraction suddenly starts working for them and they are able to manifest their dream relationship. And it is that simple, guys. Trust me, it is that simple, and I'm going to help you guys understand this. The subconscious overrides desire. So we need to understand, once again, we have studied this in law of attraction principles, that the subconscious will always override what you consciously desire. And why does it do that? If childhood experiences were traumatic or neglectful, the subconscious programs those experiences as familiar. Now we need to also understand over here, why does it do that? Our subconscious mind's primary objective is survival. So it means it will take your life experiences from the ages of 1 to 9 and observe if you survive those emotions. And if you survive, definitely you did survive those emotions and those experiences. So your subconscious mind goes like, this is the safe territory. We need to be in this pattern so that we can keep surviving. Now, if those emotions and experiences that you have been through between the ages of 1 to 9 were neglectful or harmful, it doesn't matter to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is like, whatever it is, you did survive, and I'm going to stick to predictability. So that means if healthier relationship is an unpredictable zone for your subconscious mind, it will not allow you to attract healthy relationship into your life, because remember, survival is its top priority. Now, as a result, individuals may repeatedly attract emotionally unavailable partners, chaotic or dismissive dynamics, and conditional love. So, in conclusion, the law of attraction is always working, but often in favor of your subconscious familiarity, not your conscious goals. Now, does that make sense to you guys? Because if you observe, if having emotionally distant parents or being conditioned for conditional love between the ages of 1 to 9 is part of your subconscious familiarity, your subconscious mind will be like, this is the safer bet, and I'm going to keep attracting these dynamics into my life because this is predictable and I have familiarity with these dynamics and I can survive this. And if I can survive this, then this becomes my obvious choice. That is how your subconscious mind works. Now, if you observe what law of attraction says and how your subconscious mind works comes together in a beautiful agreement. The law of attraction says the same thing. The human psychology says the same thing. That means that law of attraction might not be a very far-fetched idea. That's how your subconscious mind works at its core. So if that is how your subconscious mind works and that is how law of attraction works, then we need to understand that whatever happened between the ages of 1 to 9 should be our focal point in our reality. If we can decode whatever happened between the ages of 1 to 9, and if we can reprogram our subconscious mind, we can make this entire law of attraction work for you instantly. Because you need to understand, a lot of the techniques about law of attraction is you need to visualize something, you need to keep feeling an emotion. But whatever you are doing, remember one thing, your subconscious familiarity will override your desires. It's almost like saying you have a fighter jet that is ready for combat and it can do all the crazy stunts, but it is anchored. And that means no matter how much throttle you are going to put in, it is still anchored, and that anchor is your subconscious familiarity. And this is the reason I have had so much success with my client, is because I know how to break that anchor. And the moment we break that anchor, everyone is able to make law of attraction work for them. It is that simple. So let's understand Section 3, which is decoding your subconscious relationship blueprint. Now we are going more deep to understand what is our subconscious attraction blueprint and how can we change that so that law of attraction starts working in our favor. Your subconscious attraction style is shaped by 3 powerful layers: your emotional identity, your environment, and the way love was conditioned through rewards and punishment in your childhood. The model is grounded in attachment theory and development psychology. John Bowlby's work shows that the way we bond in childhood becomes the subconscious blueprint for how we attach in adulthood. Whether through parental approval, emotional neglect, or performance based affection, these 3 layers silently program who we are drawn to and why. So that means there are 3 layers to our subconscious attraction blueprint, and we are going to explore these 3 layers, and we are going to understand what is the relevance of these 3 layers and how can we better understand these 3 layers to completely change law of attraction for us. Now let's first understand the 3-layer attraction model and what is it. Your subconscious attraction style is shaped by emotional identity, and that means your predominant neurological state. Now, to put it in simple words, this is your subconscious familiarity with the emotions. That means these emotions are what you are really familiar with, and these emotions are what you are going to consistently attract in all your relationships. Then we have to talk about environmental conditioning. That means what kind of environment were you raised in? How was the environment at home? That will give us the second layer of attraction. These kind of dynamics will manifest into situations, into your relationships. Then reward and punishment programming. And once we understand the reward and punishment programming, which is the layer 3 of our subconscious attraction blueprint, you will understand how love is given to you into your relationship is no coincidence. It's a part of your subconscious familiarity as well. You were rewarded and punished exactly the same in your childhood, and we are going to understand that. The model is supported by attachment theory and development psychology, particularly the work of John Bowlby. So, once again, whatever we're trying to understand is something scientifically proven, and this is why it is so precise, and that is exactly why I have been able to give people result consistently. Because if you understand the 3 layers of subconscious attraction blueprint, you can completely change your entire reality and the sort of relationships that you attract in your life. Now let's start with layer 1, which is predominant neurological state. This is your default emotional vibration formed in early life, often tied to parental behavior. So that means our relationship with our parent between the ages of 1 to 9 will create certain patterns inside our predominant neurological state. So, what are these patterns or traits that are developed as a result of our emotional connection with our parents? Now, each of the parents have a very distinct effect on our subconscious mind. So we need to study each and every parent's influence on our subconscious mind so we can pinpoint what's happening inside our subconscious mind and how we can resolve it. Let's start with the father's influence. Now, a father's influence helps the child develop 5 traits. These 5 traits include self esteem, self worth, self confidence, self respect, and sense of identity. Now, we also need to understand in case between the ages of 1 to 9, if you had a turbulent relationship or a bad relationship with your father, that will create what we call the father wound. Now, it doesn't mean that the entirety of your childhood with regards to your father needs to be bad, but one single event can weigh really heavily on your subconscious mind, and as a result of this, a father wound will be created. And the influence of the father wound is a father wound can cause either a deficit, example, lack of confidence, or excess, inflated ego or validation seeking. That means these 5 traits that we are talking about, if there was any kind of father wound, either all of these 5 traits will be in deficit inside your subconscious mind, or they might be in excess. It can go either ways, but wherever your subconscious mind takes them, all the 5 traits will go with them. That means either you will have an inflated sense of identity, ego. That means all the 5 traits, self esteem, self worth, self confidence, self respect, and sense of identity, are in excess, or they might be lacking. You might lack confidence, you might not know how to place boundaries, you might not be respecting yourself, you might be lost with regards to who you are in relationship. That means there is a lacking in father influence traits. Now, whatever it is for you guys, just do a quick assessment. Do you feel these traits are in excess inside of you or in deficit inside of you? Now, here is a way to quickly check what is the predominant neurological state inside of you. I want you to assess in your relationship what is the feeling that you consistently come across with regards to these 5 emotions. Do you consistently feel that lack of self respect, lack of self worth, lack of self esteem, lack of sense of identity, or do you feel that inflated ego, or you like to overimpose who you are, or you are really overconfident in relationship? What is it that you come across in relationship consistently, and that will help you identify whether you have these traits in excess or in deficit. Now let's understand the mother's influence, and how does a mother's influence help develop 5 traits. Now the 5 traits that are associated with the mother are empathy, expression of love, nurturing, creativity, and spiritual sensitivity. That means if between the ages of 1 to 9, you had a great relationship with your mother, all these five traits will be balanced inside of you. They wouldn't be excess, they wouldn't be deficit. But if there was any kind of mother wound, these five traits could either be in excess or in deficit. And if they are in deficit, that means you will lack empathy, you will not express much love in relationship, you would not accept nurturing, and you wouldn't nurture your partner, you would lack in creativity, and you would lack in spirituality. That is if the mother wound places all these five traits in deficit inside your predominant neurological state. However, if they are in excess, you might be overly empathetic, you might give your partner a lot of chances despite knowing that they are not treating you right, because you might be overly empathetic, you might overly express love in relationship, you might overly nurture your partner, you might be overly creative in expressing love, and you might also be someone who might be overly spiritual, or you might be into a lot of different spiritual practices. Now something tells me if you are into law of attraction, these traits might either be balanced or in excess, but not in deficit. If they were in deficit, you wouldn't even be over here. So once we understand the role of our father and our mother, and we observe and analyze the traits associated with each of the parents, combined they form our predominant neurological state. That is layer one. That is your familiarity with regards to these emotions, and your familiarity with these emotions will keep coming across in all your relationships. So put them all together, write them all down. What do you feel is lacking or is in excess inside your predominant neurological state, and cross check with your past relationship, and you will observe that you will be consistently feeling either the lacking or the excess of these emotions in your relationship dynamic. So this is layer 1. Now let's understand what is layer 2. Now layer 2 is environmental conditioning. This layer includes emotional pattern repeatedly experienced between the ages of 1 to 9. And what kind of dynamics are we talking about? So common environmental imprints include emotionally unavailable caregiver. That means if your parents were not emotionally available between the ages of 1 to 9, not only will that create a father wound or a mother wound, but that sort of environment will also condition you to attract distant or avoidant partners. So I want you to look back between the ages of 1 to 9 into your childhood, observe the dynamic, and then cross check, is that something that is happening in all your relationship, and you are going to find a match. Overly critical parents would end up making you attract judgmental or perfectionist partners. So if in between the ages of 1 to 9 you had overly critical parents, they would constantly criticize you or try to perfect you in several different ways. That means your subconscious mind has developed familiarity with attracting partners who will either be perfectionists or seeking perfectionism from you. That will also play out in your relationship dynamics, and that is layer 2, right? So I want you to once again cross check whatever happened between the ages of 1 to 9 and observe, can you find the resemblance in the dynamics? Now, if between the ages of 1 to 9 you had to please people, such as you had to please your parents to gain their affection or gain their love, that would end up becoming a pattern in your relationship where you overfunction in adult relationship. You will be focused on pleasing your partner consistently to gain affection from them, and they would be giving you breadcrumbs because that is your childhood pattern. Let me give you a case example. If a father prays hard work but withheld affection, you may subconsciously attract partners who value your productivity but ignore your emotions. Now, I think you might be able to relate with this because this is one of the most commonly observed pattern, and you are going to now understand that the layer 2 of your subconscious attraction blueprint lays the foundation for the dynamics of the relationship, not what you feel. That is predominant neurological state. This is environmental conditioning. That means what is happening within the relationship dynamic is what we can understand by looking back at our childhood environmental conditioning. Now let's go to layer 3, which is reward and punishment conditioning. This is how love and approval were given or withheld in your childhood. Now, this is really important, and I think there is no content on the internet that talks about this. And I have come across this again and again with a lot of different clients, and this is my observation. How you were punished and how you were rewarded as a child will also play out in your adult life relationship. So, let's have a look at this. Patterns of emotional validation. Conditional love. If you were praised only when you perform well, you will attract partners who love you if you perform. And I think that's something that we all can relate with. Punishment via withdrawal. Silence used as discipline within your childhood will make you attract emotionally withholding partners. Now, I want you to reflect back on your life between the ages of 1 to 9. How were you punished by your parents as a way to discipline you? And I want you to connect the dots with your adult life relationship, and you're going to find that there is a match. Such as if they went silent just to show that you have done something wrong, you will keep attracting partners who will be emotionally withholding their emotions so that they can discipline you, such as ghosting you. If reward was via achievement, success brings affection. If that is the mechanism that you were rewarded with as a child, what's going to happen? You will believe you must earn love in all your relationships. Now, I want you to do a quick check between the ages of 1 to 9. How were you rewarded by your parents and how were you punished by your parents? And then I want you to connect the dots with, are these the same reward and punishment dynamics in all your relationship? And you're going to find a match, because this is how your subconscious mind works. Now, do you understand that law of attraction is actually real? This is how our subconscious mind operates. And these three layers, if we understand these three layers, we can understand that law of attraction is already working, but our emotional familiarity with these three layers, our predominant neurological state, environmental conditioning, reward and punishment conditioning, is what we are consistently attracting in all our relationships. Now, let's put law of attraction and our subconscious attraction blueprint all together to understand what's happening. So, in section 4, law of attraction psychology in relationships. Why law of attraction often fails in love? If your subconscious blueprint is rooted in fear, abandonment, or trauma, you will unconsciously attract situations that match this emotional state, even if you consciously desire love. Exactly what we were talking about. If the three layers of your subconscious attraction blueprint is compromised and it has trauma inside of them, that's something that you will keep attracting in all your relationships. The law of attraction cannot override emotional familiarity unless the subconscious blueprint is reprogrammed. Exactly what I said. If we can reprogram the three layers of our subconscious attraction blueprint, we can make law of attraction work in favor of what we desire, not what we are emotionally familiar with. So we need to change that, and that's something that we need to understand. Can we rewire our subconscious attraction blueprint? Let's talk about that. The moment old familiarity is removed through subconscious healing, your vibration shifts. The law of attraction then aligns with your new neurological baseline, attracting emotionally available love. That means if you rewire your subconscious mind with regard to the three layers of our subconscious attraction blueprint, that means if you heal your father wound and your mother wound, all the associated traits will become balanced. So they might be in excess or in deficit right now, but once you heal that father wound and mother wound, they will become balanced. So that means within all your relationship, you will feel that self-worth, you will feel that respect, you will feel that love, you will feel that nurturing, because your predominant neurological state is now familiar with these traits being balanced. That's layer number 1. Layer number 2 is your environmental conditioning. If in your childhood you had traumatic experiences with regards to your parents and how you were raised, if we can heal that, we can change the dynamics of your relationship. That means the behavior of your partner. And if we can rewire the reward and punishment programming, that means how you were rewarded and how you were punished, that will change the behavior of your partner in your relationship. So once we heal these three layers, we attract partner that is in alignment with what we desire and not in alignment with our old traumatic patterns. Now let's understand in section 5, breaking the pattern, the law of attraction hack. We're not just here to understand how it all works. I'm going to give you the method to actually break it. Now, the first thing we need to understand is neuroplasticity, why change is possible. The brain can rewire itself through emotional repetition and targeted subconscious intervention. So it's really possible. That's what science says. Dr. Norman Doy's work in neuroplasticity shows that with precise healing tools, emotional trauma can be undone. And we all know that there are a lot of ways to heal our subconscious mind, including conventional therapy, talk therapies, NLP, whatever you name it. But in my line of work, I do it through instant healing hypnosis because I find it one of the fastest way to remove any kind of blockage and release it. And not just that, it's fast, it's quick, and you can see the result right there, right then. So I prefer instant healing hypnosis. So let me give you an understanding of how instant healing hypnosis works. This method accesses the subconscious directly and interrupts trauma based emotional loops, creates new neural pathways for safety, intimacy, and love, rapidly shifts attraction patterns. This is just my take on the matter. This is what my program does for my clients, and I prefer to use instant healing hypnosis because if you observe it from a very logical standpoint, if you go to a therapist, you try to diagnose what's happening with you, they will try to consciously talk to you. So they are reaching towards your subconscious mind by going through your conscious mind. But your conscious mind is really stubborn. It is the least informed and slow to change. But your subconscious mind, on the other hand, is 20 times faster than your conscious mind and is able to make rapid transformation or do rapid building of neural pathways or neuroplasticity within couple of minutes. So your subconscious mind is actually highly capable enough of making the change. So by that logic, I prefer to work with the subconscious by bypassing the conscious mind because I know the conscious mind is really reluctant and it is slow to change. That's why a lot of conventional therapies take a lot of time, months or sometimes even years. But in my line of work, we do it in less than 2 to 3 minutes. But I'm going to give you guys a taste of it so that you can understand how it works. So let's understand rewiring the emotional blueprint. So what happens when you emotionally rewire your blueprint? Now, this is something that I have observed with my practice. Clients using instant healing hypnosis have attracted their ex back from a healed emotional state. Now, don't make this as your objective. I do not want you to make this objective, but I would be lying if I said that this does not happen because it does happen, but in very conditional circumstances, and I will explain to you that. Attracted entirely new, aligned, secure partners. Now, that means whether you attract your ex back or you attract a new relationship, whatever you attract, you will actually be happy, and that relationship will be long lasting and sustainable because you are going to attract from your new subconscious attraction blueprint. Now, your subconscious mind actually knows who you desire. Now, if you have an ex that you really want to manifest, once you heal your subconscious attraction blueprint, two things will happen. Now, if that particular person was actually a manifestation of your trauma or your trauma bond, the moment we remove the trauma from your subconscious attraction blueprint, you will either lose all your emotions for that particular person. And I have seen a lot of my clients go through that. The moment I take them out of hypnosis, they are like, I no longer have feeling for my ex because their attraction to their ex was a byproduct of their trauma bond, was a byproduct of their familiarity with those kind of toxic traits. Now, let's suppose if your ex was not even toxic, they were actually a good person, but because of your subconscious conditioning, you were behaving in a particular manner, that you were nurturing your partner into behaving like your childhood or your childhood traumatic theme. So in that case, you were nurturing your partner. So the moment we heal your subconscious attraction blueprint, your subconscious mind already knows that who you desire, and if that particular person matches your new emotional identity, which is your subconscious attraction blueprint, your subconscious mind will attract that particular person easily into your life. And I've seen that happen again and again with a lot of my clients. But do not make that as a benchmark to enroll into my program. I refuse people who come into my program and sign up for a free mini therapy session, and in that session they are like, I'm here to manifest my ex back. I downright refuse them to enroll into my program, because your entire objective to heal your subconscious attraction blueprint should be to attract a healthy relationship into your life. Because if your focus is not that, you are so influenced by your trauma bond that you are willing to only transform if the outcome is in your favor, and that's when your subconscious healing does not work. So what's the first step to healing your subconscious blockage? Identifying the point of origin. Now, every dysfunctional relationship pattern can be traced to a point of origin. So, what is a point of origin? A specific moment between the ages of 1 to 9 when the subconscious formed a belief about love, safety, or self worth, often hidden or dismissed by the conscious mind as insignificant. Now, this is where I want you guys to understand. We have three layers in our subconscious attraction blueprint. Now, each of the layer has one or two point of origin. Like our predominant neurological state, layer number one, has at least 2 point of origin, because there can be a father wound and there can be a mother wound. So once we identify the point of origin, the very first moment when that particular trauma started developing, if we can remove that, we can restore balance to our predominant neurological state. So we need to find the point of origin for our father wound and our mother wound for layer number one. For layer number two, which is our environmental conditioning, we need to identify when did we get familiar with these kind of dynamics in our childhood. That is our environmental conditioning. So we need to pinpoint towards a specific point of origin. Once we identify the point of origin, we can disrupt that, we can break that particular conditioning. And the same goes for reward and punishment programming. We need to find the point of origin when we were conditioned with reward and punishment dynamics in our childhood. Now, there are three layers. Now, I'm going to give you guys a method that is with regards to instant healing hypnosis. This will help you diagnose and identify the point of origin, which is getting your therapist work half done for them. And if you identify the point of origin for your three layers, you can just take that point of origin to your therapist, and they would be able to help you release the emotional stress that this particular point of origin is creating inside your subconscious mind. But let's identify your point of origin. So I want you to use this technique to identify the point of origin for your subconscious attraction blueprint, be it your predominant neurological state, your environmental conditioning, or reward and punishment conditioning. But here is the technique. Now let's start with something. So choose one of them. Let's start with the father wound, I guess. So just close your eyes, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, and just relax. I want you to focus on this father wound, the very feeling of feeling the lack or excess, whatever you feel, the lack of self esteem, self worth, self respect, self confidence, and sense of identity, or excess, whatever you feel. I want you to focus on this feeling that you consistently come across in all your relationship. Focus on this feeling. Now, as you focus on this feeling, I want you to ask your subconscious mind, where is this feeling located inside my body? First impression, where is it located? Go with the first impression. Whichever body part comes to your mind first is always the right answer. Now, whatever body part it is, I want you to physically touch it with the tip of your finger. I want you to physically touch it with the tip of your finger and observe what color energy do you see over there. First impression, what color is it? Now, whatever color comes to your mind first is always the right answer. Do not change that. Now, as you focus on this energy and on this feeling, I want you to ask your subconscious mind something really important. When was the first time you felt this feeling in your life? Now, a memory from your childhood will just pop up inside your head. Whatever memory it is, do not change that. Do not try to alter that. Your subconscious mind is incapable of lying, and your subconscious mind just revealed the point of origin for this particular feeling or this particular trauma. Now, I want you to observe how old are you in this particular memory? What age are you in? How old are you? What were you doing? What is this moment? Now, whatever it is, I want you to remember this. And now, open your eyes. Hey there, people. So now you have the point of origin for your father wound, or if you would like to do it for the mother wound, or if you would like to do it for environmental conditioning or reward and punishment conditioning, whatever it is, repeated multiple times, identify all the point of origin, and whatever memory you have highlighted, this is what you need to resolve inside your subconscious mind. So you can take these memories and go talk to your therapist and resolve them. The moment you resolve them, your subconscious attraction blueprint will completely shift and you will attract that partner that you truly desire or that relationship that you truly desire. But the method remains the same. But if you would like to come into my 15 days instant healing program, where I teach you more advanced instant healing techniques, and I help you remove your father wound, your mother wound, and I help you remove a lot of different blockages using instant healing hypnosis. That means in less than 2 to 3 minutes we will be able to remove any kind of blockage, any kind of trauma, or amplify any kind of neurological state. So that's like law of attraction on steroids. But I also teach you conversational hypnosis, the art of becoming a magnet in any conversation in less than a minute of casual conversation. And who wouldn't love that? And when you combine those two together, you become an unstoppable force in attracting whatever you truly desire. Now, I really hope that this training program helps you guys out and you guys were able to get some valuable lesson from this particular program. Now, I have placed a lot of effort in this training program, so I deserve some love. And the best way to show some love to me is to subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave a lovely comment to share your experience with other people, and don't forget to share this video with someone who can make use of it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Up until then, stay happy, stay blessed, and keep healing. Bye bye.